It's amazing, but it's actually surprisingly expensive. So I've made a quick video of how to make it yourself. If you've got basic sewing machine skills, then why don't you have a go? Step 1, you cut the fabric. Lie your fabric flat and then make a mark. I use a tape measure for this. 40 centimetres from the bottom edge. Then take your scissors and cut into the fabric. It's easier just to make a quick cut in it and then rip it along to make a straight line. Step 2, fold the fabric in half. Fold the fabric that you've just cut top to bottom and smooth along the top edge, making a flatter line as you can. Make sure they meet along the bottom. Then you can cut off any stray cotton if you like, but it doesn't need to be perfect. Step 3, mark along the top and the bottom of the fabric. Along the bottom, mark every 22 centimetres. And then along the top, mark every 11 centimetres. It's best to use a thick pen or felt tip for this so that you can see the markers for the next step. Step 4, cut between the markers. Cut as straight a line as you can between the markers, cutting out V-shapes as you go. Then you cut along the top of the folded edge, making separate shapes for each one and keeping them all together. You can bin the two ends because you won't need those, and I'm a bit of a tidy freak, so I put them all into line. Step 5, now we've got to do some sewing. Sew along the two bottom edges, leaving the top open. Cut off any loose ends of cotton, and cutting the tip off will enable you to get a really good point later on. Step 6, turn it inside out. Turn the piece inside out and push out the point with your scissors. Step 7, it's time to get the iron out. Iron the piece totally flat on both sides. And the final step, you just sew it all together. Take the tape that you can buy in most haberdasheries and folding it over the rough end of each piece of bunting, sew it all together. And that's how you make bunting.